Vape store owner has fled the country as he was due to appear in court on charges, including selling to minors. Zhao Ming was set to be the first person prosecuted since vaping has been regulated under smoke-free laws. He bought a one-way ticket out of the country and was reported missing after he failed to appear in court yesterday. For more, we're joined by Anna Stewart from Vape-Free Kids NZ in Christchurch. Morena, Anna, thank you so much for being with us this morning. You were in court yesterday. So what was that like? How did you react to what went on?
Look, it was really surprising. You know, we had high expectations that finally there would be a store that was held to account. It was all over in a matter of minutes with the no appearance. And so it was quite heartbreaking to know that of all of the cases we had hoped to come before the court, the first one failed so spectacularly and nothing has really happened. He's been able to walk away scot-free.
Yeah, no doubt that you were hugely disappointed with this. What sort of message do you think that this sends to those who are currently, or have done in the past, broken the rules?
Look, it's a frightening message, and as a parent who's worried about the uptake of youth vaping, it really lets all of those other stores know that are selling to children, there's nothing to stop them. You know, we know that at least half of high school students buy their vapes from dairies, and that now, with this one case that was set forward not having any consequences, there's really no deterrent. And with 7,500 vape stores, it sends such a strong message that they can keep getting away with it, rather than New Zealand being conscious of protecting our children from the harm of nicotine addiction.
We know that the government has vowed to make the enforcement system better. Maximum fines have increased for retailers who break the rules. Do you think that those new regulations are enough?
No, and look, we've seen as yesterday, you know, without enough enforcement officers out there to really bring some meaningful action. This was the one case that they had set forward. There's no others that I'm aware of at the moment. So there's just, with 7,500 stores and still far too few people to really regulate these well, it's an impossible task. There had been promises from the governments in the lead up to the election to reduce these stores to 600. That would have been a far more achievable number to manage, and to really send a strong message that we value our children's health and their future, and that we want to invest in protecting that from people that would seek to harm it.
Well, speaking of investing, why have you invested so much energy into this? And I know we can't go into too much detail, but, you know, why is vaping and our teens vaping such an issue for you?
Look, it became an issue when I found out that my teenage son had been addicted to vaping for a year before we even realised. He'd been battling and trying to quit by himself, which as a mother was just heartbreaking. Yeah. You really want to be able to protect your children from things like this. And so, you know, myself and other mothers who felt similarly got together and set up Vape-Free Kids to really provide a support network for families like mine that were battling through this alone, because there was nothing else out there for us. And we've really been campaigning very hard for the last year to really seek some meaningful change. You know, the time for action is now. We've been talking about this for far too long. We're really calling on Christopher Luxon to make good on his pre-election promises and put in some meaningful changes, reduce the number of stores, and demonstrate that we do care about our kids' future and protecting their health.
How's your boy now? Is he off it yet?
Look, I don't think so, no. Look, we're still working through it. We're certainly getting counselling as a family, and it's an ongoing challenge. It's a really powerful addiction, nicotine, as much as cocaine. So, you know, there are thousands of families like mine that we're really here to represent and really plead for our government to listen and to do the right thing and help us to protect all of our children.
Yeah, well, Anna, we certainly appreciate you being with us this morning. Anna Stewart from Vape-Free NZ. Thank you and go well.
Kia ora. Thank you.
23 minutes past.